For as long as I can remember, governance has been a massive part of any Power Platform project. Keeping track of who's who in the zoo, what apps and automations, Power BI reports, and increasingly agents users are creating in our environments has been a massive challenge. Now, Microsoft have created tools like the COE that have helped us address this challenge. But what I'm going to explore today is there a better way to do this using some of our new agentic capabilities? And I'm excited to say that yes, there is. So let's get into it and explore. Okay, this is my environment. Now, I've used this environment for a number of years, and you can see that I have got all kinds of different apps in here, Canvas apps, model-driven apps, things that have been created years ago, months ago. Um, when I go on to flows, same story. Lots of different cloud flows that I've created in Power Automate once this loads. So you can see that there's just lots and lots and lots of stuff in here that I've built and tested and played with and demoed over the years. And I want to get a good picture of everything that's in here. Now, I could install the COE kit that has been put on hold. It is in the process of being deprecated. So if we come here to the COE starter kit, you can see that it has been archived. It's read only. But let's see if there is a better way to do this using the new coding agents in GitHub Copilot. So we're going to come over here to VS Code. And I've got a terminal window started here. And I'm going to go and I'm going to run a prompt. So let's go ahead and put our prompt in here. And it's a very simple prompt. All we're going to say is connect to this Dataverse environment. And then I want you to audit all of the applications, both the model-driven and the Canvas apps, and do the following. Firstly, I want you to list all of the model-driven apps that are in this environment. Next, I want you to list all of the Canvas apps that are in this environment. Thirdly, determine which apps are used and which apps are unused. Determine which apps duplicate functionality, and then provide me a list of apps that are used, apps that are unused, as well as apps that are duplicates and could be retired. Include the creation date, the user who created the app, whether the user is still active in the tenant, i.e., they are not disabled or orphaned, and the current end or if the current owner of the application is different. Provide the output in markdown format. So this is my prompt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop into plan mode. And what this is going to do is it's going to go and it's going to run its plan for what it's going to produce for me. So let's go ahead and run that. Okay, the planning agent has finished and it is ready to go. So it has specified, let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, there we go. All right, it has specified the environment. It has already configured an MCP connection because it's done this before. This is the methodology that it's going to use. It's going to use Dataverse only proxies. It does give you an option to use Entra and Graph ID calls if you want to, but we're not going to do that. It's going to look at the Canvas apps. It's going to look at the usage. It's going to look at the user status, duplicates, flag the owner, and it's going to give me the output in a markdown report. So I am happy with this. Let's get this to go ahead and run. So we're going to pop this onto autopilot and away we go. All right, the agent has finished its task and it has given us a report. So let's click our control key here and open up the report in markdown. Let's minimize a bit of this. Okay, here is the report. So it's looked at this environment. It has looked at the usage threshold. So apps not used in 90 days are classified as unused. These are the things it's looked at. All right, total apps, 88, 21 model driven, 58 Canvas apps. So you can see I was a busy builder. Component libraries, these would be things from modern commands and stuff like that. All of the apps have not been used for the last 90 days. Well, yeah, we're in the world of agents now. Who needs apps anymore, right? Just kidding. So none that are unknown. there are a few that are potential duplicates. And so it's given me this nice report. And I can see who's created these apps, who owns them, a nice table here. I've got these red check marks in terms of is the owner active. Same for the Canvas apps. Component library. So these are the modern commands that I've got created. None of the apps are active. All of them are unused. No unknown usage apps. So they've all got a resolvable created on or modified date. A few potential orphaned apps here that we need to look at. Didn't find any potential duplicates. Oh, no, sorry, we did. So there's a few exact match duplicates, stuff from the creator kit, some fuzzy matches, and then here's some recommendations. Verify for retiring, reassign orphaned apps, consolidate exact match duplicates, review fuzzy duplicates manually, rerun with Admin Center Analytics for higher confidence, document active apps. So it's done this for me, and it's done it for me in a matter of minutes, given me this really detailed report, stuff that we used to have to download a solution from GitHub, install it, configure a bunch of environment variables and flows and other elements to get this. And now I just had to throw a Dataverse coding agent at it to give me this view of my apps in my environment. All right, let's do the same thing now for Power Automate. Let me grab so in the same environment, I want you, let's pull this back up. I want you to perform an audit of all Power Automate cloud flows. Look at, and basically the same thing. Look at all of them, determine which are used, which are unused, which duplicate functionality. Now, I haven't put in which are desktop flows, which are cloud flows, because I don't desktop flow. Friends don't let friends RPA. But we're going to go and get a similar report. So let's go ahead and pop this into plan and let it do its thing. Okay, we've got a plan ready to go. We're going to do the same environment methodology. We're going to look at the workflow table only. We're not going to look at the Power Automate history. We're just going to look at the workflow table. We're going to look at in versus outside of solution, look at modified on, look at the owner, look at potential duplicates. So let's go ahead and accept this and run it on autopilot and see how we go. Now, it is going to quickly ask us, at least it usually does, is for permissions, although we may have taken care of that in the last time. So let's let this do its thing, and I'll come back to you as soon as it's done. All right, it's finished. It has run our report of Power Automate. Let's go here and take a look at the markdown file that it generated. So just like our apps, it's done a very similar approach. It's basically looked at our flows. It's said the active threshold is not used in 90 days. Modified in the last 90 days. Retire threshold is flow not modified in 180 days. And so we got 121 total cloud flows, 1 active, 120 unused, a few potential dupes. And again, it's given us a nice chart of all these different flows in my environment. Table of flows in my environment. Which ones are in solutions? That's really, really helpful. Versus which ones are not in solutions. Because again, this is where Power Automate can often bite when you've got something that's outside of a solution that you don't necessarily have visibility of. Retirement candidates, really, really helpful stuff that's not been used for a long time. Good stuff to potentially clean up. And so that is super helpful. And again, some potential dupes that we can get rid of and recommendations. So super helpful report that was generated for us in, let's call it 10 minutes from a single prompt, right? We got this very nice COE. All right, let's do something I have not tried before. And let's ask it, let's say, in the same environment, can can you do the same thing for the agents I've built in Copilot Studio? And let's see what it comes back with. Okay, we've got a plan. So it is going to take a look through my agents. It's going to, again, same methodology that it used with the apps and with the flows. These are the agents that it thinks it sees: 17 custom, 3 Microsoft pre-built. It's going to use published on and modified on, 90 and 180-day thresholds. It's going to um, look at the system user or team to see if they're disabled. It's going to look for whether it's in a solution, and it's going to look at potential duplicates in terms of the name and do some fuzzy similarity. We could probably expand it to say look at the instructions for the flow, but let's just see how it goes. Let's accept this and build on autopilot, and I'll come back to you as soon as it's done. Okay, it has finished doing its thing. All of the to-dos are complete. It's given us a report. So let's come up here and take a look at our audit report for Copilot Studio. All right, so custom agents. So it's found total 20 agents, 17 custom, 3 from Microsoft. There's 10 that have not been used in 90, not been published or modified in 90 days. And potentially 10 that are unused in the last 180 days. Here are our various agents. None are active, bunch unused, some that have never been published. Retirement candidates, didn't find any potential duplicates. Where I might try this in the future is by saying, hey, can you look at the description and the instructions for the agent to get some more details, and then some recommendations. And it even gave us an appendix this time. Very, very cool. So that is how we can use this to keep track of our agents. Now, this duplicates a bit of what Agent 365 does, but it gives you an idea of ways that you can use the coding agents for things like traditional COE type of tasks. So that's how I used the new Dataverse coding agents in GitHub Copilot to do some traditional governance and COE type of tasks in my Power Platform environment, looking at the inventory of apps and flows and agents and determining what's used and what's not, and what could potentially be retired or consolidated. So I hope this was helpful. Hope it helps you get started with the coding agents in Dataverse. In a future video, I'll show you how you can use these to do security audits, which is really, really cool. In the meantime, go do something awesome and agentic on the Power Platform today, and I'll talk to you soon.